And yes, podcast with my man here. Introduce yourself, bro.
Daniel Hemans, I'm so grateful to be here today, man. Amazing opportunity with my bro Theo. And we're going to talk about content.
We're going to talk about content. We're going to ask you some questions as well. Serious questions, bro. Because I know that you're in this and you've been putting you've been making strides in it. So
that's it.
I just wanted to kind of get your perspective as someone that is a startup as well. And obviously everything's fresh for you in terms of like everything that happened. So I kind of wanted to do this podcast where you can share your perspective on going out there, getting sales, getting money, creating deals, speaking with new clients, and and then obviously with that we're going to get into more about you as well. Like, you're a father, you got a family, you're providing, you're looking after family and stuff like that. So it shows that you can do this thing in the comfort of your home. Obviously there's going to be graft and there's things, distractions, there's loads of stuff in it. Let's just get into it. I beg you, just like tell the audience a bit more about what you're doing at the moment and who you are, so people can look into you.
So I'm Daniel Hemans. My Instagram handle is Dan Hemans with a Z, and I started a digital marketing company called Heman Consultancy. And basically what I wanted to do was provide content and also help the clients understand how to brand themselves and position themselves in a way where they can tell their story in an effective way. Because sometimes you find that clients have got all these great ideas, but they don't know how to connect with the audience. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of be that bridge. And I just love the art of storytelling as well. So that's kind of where I try to fit in.
Cool. That's good. And to be fair, as a person, I've been watching Daniel do his thing, and he's actually been doing it. He's done it. Like, he's gonna be doing it some more. Like he's done it, because I've been there and I've been doing this for time. But like, I'm just like super happy to actually see Daniel's growth and see Daniel do his thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just been positive for me to watch it, to be fair, because I've been helping him here and there and whatnot.
Massively helping me, if I'm honest. Like, this is my little big brother.
I don't want any praise like that, blood.
But no, but 100%. I think like I couldn't afford him if he was my mentor. It'd be expensive. Just walking through the process and just saying, "Yo, come on, man, you can do it, get it done." And that has been a massive thing for me, though. When you surround yourself with people that are in the industry, that have the experience, and are actually willing to say, "Yo, you can do this."
Let's push that down, blood. I don't want no gas from me, blood. I'm just proud that you've done it and you're doing it. But like, I want to get into the first thing as well. Like, how did it feel to get like that first sale?
I think it was one of the most amazing feelings to know that you can do something which you've been very fearful of, and you're looking around thinking, you know what, I don't have as much experience as everybody else. I haven't been doing it for even half the amount of time of everybody else, but I'm going to try. Yeah. And once I tried, and I may have made a few mistakes, I may have said things which like, I did it, and just by going out there and jumping off the cliff and praying that I had a parachute, it just worked. Yeah. And I think from experiencing that it could work, and actually I do kind of know what I'm on about. Mm-hmm. I've not been in it for ages, but I have a good understanding of how I can take that client to the next level. And that came across when I spoke to the client, and they felt confident that I could help them. Mm-hmm. And because they could see that I could bring value, they were like, yeah, come on board and let's work together. Yeah. So I think it was about showing them that actually I've got confidence in my ability and that I'm a valuable piece to their organisation.
When did you find out that you was valuable? Because it's a good point, because there's a lot of creatives or a lot of business owners that are out there that don't really put value on themselves and on their name. Where reality is, if you can do something for someone, there's value attached to that. But when did you actually realise you had value? Because I remember when we first caught up and you were saying, I'm going to do this for free, I'm going to do that for free. And I was like, nah, never, don't do that. Yeah. But it's like, when did you actually realise? Because obviously I said that to you, but you don't need to take what I say for gospel. But like, when do you actually feel like, whoa, okay, I'm actually valuable, I'm worth it?
I think the amount of study that's needed to kind of have a decent understanding of what you're going to provide. So the hours on YouTube, the hours studying other people, reading. And you think if you're going to put that much time into your craft and then package that up into a service and give to somebody else, if they're going to say, well, nah, can you do it for half that, a quarter of that? Well, then you realize that, well, hang on, do you know how much work and hours I've put in to be able to present this to you with a level of comfort, with a level of confidence and expertise, and you're going to then just kind of chop it in half. So I was going through that kind of battle with, listen, I'm studying, I'm trying to understand, now I have the confidence, now I have a level of expertise. This is valuable, and I know that you need it, and I believe that I'm going to give you a great return on investment. So once I had that kind of positioning and that kind of confidence, there was no way I was going to drop my value. Okay. Because I started to have a kind of an awakening moment. Do you know what I mean?
That was like obviously the belief and the value, but like when's the first time you failed as well? Because failure is like obviously a massive part of this game. But like, what did failure feel like? Because I remember. Obviously, I'm going to step back and I just want you to.
I remember. Explain, so basically, I had somebody had approached me in terms of the business that I had started in terms of the marketing agency. And I was like, yeah, listen, I'll do some stuff for free. I'll create some content for free. And then if you like it, then, we can work together and we can work some kind of pricing out. And I'd sat down for a few hours, like editing and changing some content for them. And then I remember them messaging me saying, oh, how's the content going? I was like, yeah, it's nearly ready. I sent them over the content, didn't kind of hear from them for a day. And they were like, well, this isn't really the direction that we were going. And it kind of deflated me because I put all these hours in. I'd try to position myself by saying, I'll do it for free to try and get in there. Yeah. And I created content that wasn't on brand for them. It wasn't the direction they wanted to go. And I was thinking, should I even be doing this? Yeah. Like I've totally missed the mark, and I ended up not getting them as a customer. And I think that really kind of hit my confidence and made me.
Let's call them clients.
Clients. So yeah, I didn't get them as a client, and it kind of knocked me. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this, because I proposed something. I went through some kind of strategy which I thought would work, and they didn't like it. Yeah. So then I was stuck.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. But like in that deflation moment, what made you say, "Oh, I'm going to carry on"? Because some people hit that hurdle and they do not carry on. They just say, I'm defeated, this isn't for me, and I'll go elsewhere. What made you say, you know what, I fit in here somewhere, I need to figure out where I fit in?
Wow, there's loads of different answers with that, but I won't keep it too long. I think a big thing for me was just kind of sitting back and realising, hang on, you've not been doing it for 20 years. You're still learning and working through this process. You can't just allow that first hurdle to kind of stop you. I know that me and you had loads of different conversations as well. Just to really kind of, walk through what had happened and then just accept what it was. Yeah. It was a great opportunity to learn, to grow, and then, okay, let's not do that again, and let's try something a little bit different, and then kind of pivot from that position and then just try something new. And I think that was a great opportunity just to, let's readjust it and let's change it, because that's what it's about sometimes. It didn't work, so let's try something different.
Yeah, try something different.
Yeah, and I think that was the kind of positive that came out of it.
That's good. That you are solving those problems in your mind is amazing skill to have, because it's just like, if you don't do that and you don't have your options as well open, when it comes to negotiation in sales or producing content, let's say the first time that you produce that piece of content for that potential client, but if you had different styles of content, that would be brand styles, you can then say, oh well, which out of the three, and then you've got more of a chance. But still, it's learning in it. Obviously, every single time you do sales or presenting or creating content, or just anything in life, and it's practice. It's taking them baby steps.
100%.
We all crawl first, and then obviously we get to that next level. So, what is your next step? What is your next step in you in marketing, in content creating? What is the vision?
Oh, wow. I think the vision for me, and I was thinking about this the other day, I love storytelling and I love being able to be that bridge. But I think what I've wrestled with and what I've sometimes struggled with is how can I show and present that that's what I want to do for the client and for the world. So it's about kind of just putting myself out there and having the confidence to jump on camera and say and present some kind of value confidently. Because I think when people can connect with you on a value basis, it's not just about money, it's about they can add something to my life.
Yeah, 100%.
Like what we're trying to do now. And I think it's important that you're very aware of who you are as an individual and you don't try and be too much of a copycat. So it's about just trying to be myself.
Authenticity.
Yeah, exactly. Just be myself and then provide that natural value.
Serious. I had a conversation with Shab on my past YouTube video with her, and she was talking about, Theo, we need to see you be fun. You're always educating and all this, that, and the other, and it's like, it's you, don't get me wrong, it's you, but we want to see you be like exuberant as you are.
Yeah, because you are.
So, and I don't show that through video that much, but obviously now it's more about doing more of that. I do on my stories, I do on Instagram stories,
yeah.
but like more on this type of content, making it fun, making it engaging, and just being me, like, and obviously I'm doing more and more of that. Like I said earlier on, the more you do it, the more you get better at it, the more comfortable and confident you get. So it's just a matter of just doing it more, especially been doing my course and that. It's just been crazy being in front. At first I was like, yo, I can't bother to do this. I look broke up every single time. I'm just like, oh, nah, man.
Yeah, all that comes in.
I'm not about this life, man. But then obviously the more that I started doing it, I did like 4 videos and then 6 videos. I was like, right, yo, turn it on. Press record.
Wow.
Let's go. But like, it's the confidence in it. Obviously, over time, you just get better and better and better. So now we know a little bit about obviously the big picture and obviously wanting to impact the world, which I love because in reality, it's not all about ourselves. And I know this already, that you probably haven't turned down a client yet. But do you think you'll get to that point where you're going to turn down a client?
I think so. I think I will get to the point where I will turn down the client because I'm so busy. No, not just that. I think I'll get to the point where I turn down clients because it has to be a fit.
Yeah, of course.
And I think in the early stage, you're trying to grab everything because you just want to, do well and get your testimony.
To pay,
yeah,
I got
come on,
I
got kids, I got wife, and you're just trying to grab everything just to get a testimonial, get that little bit of money. But what if the client doesn't fit who you are as a brand?
100%.
And they don't. We don't quite understand each other or come to an agreeable point. You're going to have to say no, unfortunately.
But like, I've done that a few times where I've taken on a client and I was like, brah, I know this isn't a good fit, but I've taken it on. Still delivered good work, but like, it's just like having a client is a relationship. I learned this from a mentor myself. Big shout out to Joe Jardinsa. And it's like when you get into signing a contract or working with someone, it's a marriage. So you've got to cater to them, they've got to cater to you. There's a level of respect, of just like conversation, getting back to each other and all that. Just genuine good communication.
Yeah.
And if that communication isn't there, or their morals and values are completely different to yours, that can mess up the whole thing. And then that ends up you not being able to deliver for them, or they aren't looking after you in a perspective of like, you know what, am I meant to be begging for when I'm getting paid? But like, those are scenarios that happen when you don't pick the right people to work with.
Yeah.
And it varies on many different levels. Like, it could be based on money, it could be based on just general respect for each other. It could be based on just like communication. Like, I know with some of my mentors, like, if you're like 1 minute late, it's game over for you and them.
Wow.
Straight. They don't play no games. But at the end of the day, it's about because they value, you got to value the person's time in it.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
like obviously you got to give something in exchange, or you got to have impacted that person in a specific way for them to say, you know what, you do what you need to do. You're blessed anyway, regardless.
Yeah, definitely.
Serious. So we've covered those topics, but now I just want to get into like, why did you want to get into business as well?
Wow, what an amazing question. I think for me, growing up,
I'm in love with this question because it shows you want to be sustainable.
Yeah, it's an amazing question. For me, I think ownership is so important, and we, you know us, we'll talk hours. We can talk hours about ownership, but I think ownership is so important because, shout out to the Dame Dash interview.
Yeah, man, shout out
oh
to
my
Dame
gosh,
Dash, bro. If you watch this, bro,
Dame, holla at us, man.
I need to get you on the podcast.
No, come on, Dame.
Need to speak to this UK audience.
Oh, we need you,
bro.
we need you, Dame. But yeah, ownership is so important because it's something that you can control and you can pass on to your family.
Pause.
That was perfect.
Dame's a king,
No,
man.
his
Dame's
pause
a
is
king,
perfect.
bro. I mean, yo, study my man, bro.
Pause.
Not even just on that tip, but on the business
Oh,
tip.
yeah,
but on
100%,
On every
like-
tip, bro. He's a G, man.
Awesome.
He's showing the young man how to do the thing for real.
And when he talks about hustling for your last name, I really understand how important that is. A lot of these corporations, these companies, they're built on somebody's last name.
Serious?
You totally own that company. And I think to create a true stream of wealth and sustainability for your family, for your life, you need to own things.
Yeah.
Like we're so big on ownership, you know, in various different dimensions, not just in terms of marketing. There's so much other streams. I'm not going to cover that today, but ownership just gives you the strength of value, 100%. Gives you the strength of control, and it's you putting up the money to make these things happen.
Bro, real talk, like the money that you put in and the energy that you put in within anything is in it really, other than if you're working for someone. It's all done for you. And that's why I kind of started off with the value question first. Like, do you value yourself? And when did you find value? Because in reality, there's a lot of people that don't believe in themselves or don't put value on into themselves.
100%.
But like, that's what I've been trying to encourage as much as possible into the people that surround me. And even, yeah, you do have good days and bad days, but in reality, the value is still there because obviously you put the time into your craft. You know what you know, and that is valuable. But everyone nowadays, well, not everyone nowadays, some people will pay £1,000 for a t-shirt, and then some people will pay £2.50 for a t-shirt. But you just need to find your in-between, and you need to find the right people for you that are willing to just that want your value. That's it, basically. That want your t-shirt.
That's it. That are willing to pay for the
like,
value.
Serious,
awesome.
and the brand and the name and that. So
and just quickly, I think we always talk about money as an investment, but time is such a massive investment in terms of being a monetary value. Like, time is a massive investment.
Massively.
And all these things that we're doing to achieve and do great in business, ultimately we are trying to buy back some of our time as well.
I'm a friend of mine is a mentor to me as well, Dave Furness. He says you want to be time rich and cash rich.
I love that.
And if you're not time rich and cash rich, then you need to work your way to being time rich and cash rich.
Yeah,
it's just
100%.
it is super simple, to be fair. And even if you're cash poor and time rich, then use as much of your time as possible to get up to getting cash rich, and then use that cash richness to give you the freedom that you want to get to that next level, to spend time with your family or to build other businesses.
Yeah.
It depends on what your goal is as an individual. So like, if you're a mum and obviously you got your children, what can you do with your time, spare time that you have? It might be limited, or you might have to expand it out and get a babysitter or whatnot. But as long as you're using that time effectively, that's it. Gonna get you that money to be able to spend more time with your children in it. Because at the end of the day, we're in it for the children. Unfortunately, we're living in this house of cards in it, and this Ponzi scheme where the paper has control over everyone in it. It just is what it is. That's just life. It exists in it. But as long as you're using your time effectively to get to the bag quicker, so you can spend more time on things that are more important to you. That's the main thing, basically.
Yeah, 100%.
Serious. So getting into business, speak to me. I know obviously sustainability, ownership, but like, what made you want to dip into that? Obviously the ownership, but like at that moment you were just like, you could have got a job in it. You could have said, yo, listen, I need to get a job. Well, what made you think? Because there's a YouTube video that I created as well about the inspiration into entrepreneurship.
Wow.
So I just kind of want to know what inspired you into entrepreneurship. Was it like, you know what? Fuck this, blood. I don't want to deal with no manager right now telling me about clock in and clock out and, yo, make sure you got to wear a mask and all this, that, and the other. Or is it like, what was that? Because for me, there was a lot of things, but
Wow,
I just want to know.
And again, another great question. I think for me, that definitely played a part of it. Being in different industries in terms of my working life.
It might not even be like manager thing. It could be like, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah, I think that's
like,
a part
my
of it
kids
as well.
need to have more, and the job's not paying me more, so I need to just do more for me and my kids. Like, there's many different reasons.
Yeah, there's so much. I think that was another part of it. Again, I don't feel like I was valued enough in terms of the positions and places I've been in. Not being able to rise in the way I've wanted to.
Yeah.
And wanted to have control of how I work and what things I work on and who I work with.
Yeah.
So it's taking back that control and saying, you know what, I can use the value that I've created and the value that I've studied, impart it to somebody else and create a whole business from that. Mm-hmm. And I think people don't realize that we always look at all these different social media influencers for guidance and for the way out. But we are our own influences in our own circle. And if we would put time into our craft, we then can be those valuable people within society. And I realised that on my own social influencer.
Yeah, of course.
And I can create that level of influence in terms of my peers, in terms of my potential clients. So why not step out?
Yeah.
And just do it.
Of course.
And there's going to be some challenges. There's going to be some, rocky roads. But that's just business.
Cool.
And I think ownership is just freedom.
100%.
Like, it's just all these corporations that own things, they have freedom.
Yeah, they've got freedom to do.
Warren Buffett, a massive person I've studied. Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, freedom.
Yeah.
Because of ownership.
100%. So let's get into the content creation side of things now. So what is it that you want to start creating more of?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Because you've spoken about a lot about, delivering for the world. Obviously, you spoke about delivering content for our clients. But, like, what would the main thing be that you want to start creating more of for, whether it's being the world or whether it is for clients? What is it that you want to create more of?
I think one thing that's kind of been on my heart is telling great stories. Whether that's me personally or other people's stories and capturing that content. I think storytelling is a fast way to not only learn, but also gain confidence. So when sometimes some of the stories that I've either watched or read have massively taught me things, whether that's James and the Giant Peach, or that's Free Willy. The power of storytelling,
the stories there,
and what it can do for you as an individual, I think is so powerful. And I'd love to be able to tap into that. And I'm still kind of figuring that part out, but tap into the ability of storytelling to educate young people, educate people in general, and just give a different perspective and spin on things. Because sometimes I think, people consume information in very different ways, and creativity can, I suppose, ease the way that we consume things.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like, when we watch a film, we're so engaged and our emotions are so there. High, and we take it in and we're there with the story. And if we can do that and educate people as well.
Yeah, that's what you just said. You actually brought me back to how I felt when I first started doing film. Wow. Because, like, when I went to uni and I did film and I dropped out, I only did 1 year and then I dropped out. I was like, this is a dead thing. But yeah, I dropped out, but then I went to go work for the BBC, ITV and the Gate Films. It was a madness. But it just showed me that I didn't need to finish uni to get to where I needed to be. But I diverse, but I'm gonna come back. That there is important because, like, only human beings really in this whole world believe in stories. Like, you can't go to a monkey and say, listen, yo, I'll give you £10 for that banana. It's gonna be like, what the fuck are you on about, bro? But the whole world is controlled and moved by stories, whether they're true
Some kind
or
of narrative.
false. Yeah, so the delivery of that I always loved, because it's always like, yeah, what's gonna come next and what's gonna happen there, and oh, my heart feels like this and X, Y, and Z. And I feel like I've always wanted to have that. I have always given that urge of wanting to make people feel that way. I suppose I'd love to create a film, because then I feel like I've done what I've needed to do.
That'd be
because I feel like I haven't done that yet. And even though I am influencing people and making people feel some type of way through social media.
Speak that into existence,
yeah,
bro.
But I don't know, because I genuinely thought, like, because you just made me feel like how I felt when I was in school, back in
that's
uni,
amazing.
Not even gonna lie, I used to think that way.
All those emotions that you can have.
I still do with the marketing and that, because, like, obviously when when I got the camera and I'm creating an ad or something, I'm like, I'm doing this because I'm making them feel like
that's your story though, as
I suppose I'm already doing it.
You are doing it 100%.
Sometimes you can stop yourself from thinking that.
Yeah.
Where in reality you're already doing it.
Yeah, you are.
So.
You are telling your own story, which is great.
Serious. And I just want you to kind of plug your missus's book as well. You get me?
I appreciate that.
Man's pre-showing bare love.
Oh wow, Chelsea! Whoa, wow. Yeah. So my wife is an author. Her name is Charlene Hemans, and she has brought out a book called He Was Here, and that deals with how children process when a loved one passes. And it would be amazing if you could support her. I think Fiona might add some edits and put some links in potentially for that, because I've forgotten. But yeah, so what she wants to endeavour to do is help children deal with
might have to get her on
loss.
the podcast, bro.
That would be amazing. She'd love to, man. That'd be great.
That'd be sick, man.
Again, we're just trying to make a change in everything that we do, and kind of leave a positive footprint on the world. You know what I mean? So, a lot of creativity there. But I appreciate that.
No problems. I hope that you guys have liked this podcast, love this podcast. Then there's going to be more podcasts to come with me and Daniel. We're going to be talking about tons of different stuff. Like, we've had a few people, but this whole week I'm actually going out to loads of people. I'm going to be talking to them about their whole journey, and I want to obviously bring some type of value to you guys. So I think I've got 4 this week. I've got 3 tomorrow, 1 on Friday. I'm excited to kind of shoot that content, get it out to you guys. But if you haven't yet, go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to Daniel on his Instagram, whatever social medias that he's on. I'll put the links down below in the description. Obviously, if you're seeing this, you're following me already or liking the content, like it some more, share it with friends, because we want entrepreneurs like you to be able to know that, you're not going through this alone. You probably can take some nuggets away from this conversation or other conversations and incorporate them into your business and or push you to start doing your thing. Because the reality, I want people to start doing their own thing. That's the whole reason why I've got this podcast, to be fair, is to get people to get started, start doing. And sometimes I know that it's hard. It's hard. But like, when you get to a specific level, that hard becomes easy, and then when it becomes easy, there's another hard that comes, and you get better every single time. That's what I'm trying to get at anyway. But if you like this podcast, share it with friends, like it, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Much love. Peace.
Appreciate you guys.